All right, we're here today with Shane Condon of the Conroe Sports Card and Collectibles Show, and I've come to the show a few times, and I've really enjoyed the shows. And we set up last time. I wasn't able to set up this time, but I was able to get here today. But just want to tell you, you do a really great job.
Thank you very much.
And so I had a few questions for you. And so, how did you first get involved in organizing and promoting the Conroe Sports Card and Collectibles Show? So, what's the kind of the story of it? Because I don't know the story.
Yeah. So I was just trying to break in and be a vendor with some other shows in the areas,
Mm-hmm.
and they have wait lists. They can't get you in. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to start my own show. So I just looked in the areas that I felt were underserved in the
Mm-hmm.
hobby. Houston's got their shows,
Yep.
and so I said, I'm gonna try here in Conroe. Kind of close to where I live.
Okay.
So I found a small hotel in Conroe, Homewood Suites. Shout out to Homewood Suites. That's our roots. Just a small show with like 30 tables.
Yeah.
We started in May of 2022,
Okay.
and the show just kept getting more popular, more popular. We were in a room of only like 1,000 square feet,
Okay.
so it was really tight,
Yeah.
and we squeezed 30 tables in there. We even expanded out to their lobby a little bit.
Okay.
So, but the show just grew and grew and grew. Our repeat customers. I've got great vendors.
Yeah.
So I had my vision was always to expand,
Yeah.
but the issue was is Conroe didn't have a venue
Yeah.
that fit my needs.
Yeah.
So the manager of the Homewood Suites told me, "Hey, this new venue is coming, and the beautiful venue that we're in right now,
It's really
the
nice.
Hyatt Regency Conroe." So soon as I found out about their groundbreaking date, I was in contact with them. Um, I don't know the dates,
Yeah.
but I got a hold of them. I came out, we met, and since then it's been amazing.
It's
Our
awesome.
first show here at the Hyatt Regency was July of 2023. We were their very first event. They opened and they had a soft opening at the end of June. So we're coming up on a year anniversary of being at this hotel.
Okay.
July, our next show, July 13th and 14th. I may be skipping ahead. I'm
Very
sorry.
good.
Our next show is July 13th and 14th, back here at the Hyatt Regency in Conroe. That will be our 2-year anniversary
Okay.
show of the actual Conroe Sports Cards and
Okay.
Collectible brand.
So, was there any shows in Conroe prior to that?
They not recently.
Okay.
I think they tried a few shows 5 to 7 years ago.
Okay.
I can't tell you the location.
Yeah.
I just heard it didn't succeed very well. But I believed in Conroe. Conroe's a very big community,
Oh,
growing
yeah.
community. Lots of retirees, lots of people who work in Houston,
Yep.
live in Conroe. So I felt confident we'd do okay.
Yeah, it's a great location that you have. So, what goes into planning and kind of executing like a successful sports card show or and collectible show?
Yeah. I don't want to share a whole bunch of trade
No,
secrets,
no,
but
yeah,
yeah,
but just
right.
you know what I mean. Like what's kind of like the biggest like logistic hurdle that you kind of have to deal with, like putting the show together? Because I mean,
Yeah.
this you got I don't know, you got probably vendors, you got the
Mm.
tables, and then you got the hotel, and kind of just keeping all that together. But like, what's some of that information that you
You
have?
know, it I have a real job,
Yeah, me too.
right? But it is pretty much 24/7. I mean, it's like I'm answering. My girlfriend can tell you, I'm answering vendor calls 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock. She gets frustrated. I'm like, baby, it's business. It's what we're in.
Yep.
So it is 24/7, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I live for it. It's I think I found my calling in life,
I hear you, man.
and so to me, it's not really a lot of hurdles
Yeah.
because I love it. When you're doing what you love,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Absolutely.
Um, I've been blessed with an amazing team of vendors. It's up to me. I'm the promoter. It's up to me to spread the word through social media, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But I have amazing vendors that have been with since day one.
Yeah.
They have their social media outlets. They do their part to spread the show. So I've been blessed with vendors. Also, what I've tried to do is we're all here to make some money,
Yeah.
but I felt that establishing a community and establishing a relationship
Yep.
would help the show grow and sustain.
Yep.
To grow the hobby, it needs to be pure hobbyist, not, and I'm going to piss some people off, I'm sorry, not the flippers.
Yeah.
The flippers are going to come and go.
Yep.
I'm going off course, I'm sorry.
You're good, man.
But, you know, hurdles is I have to turn people away. I have to turn vendors away.
Yeah.
Because we're full.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sell a few more tables here and there, you know, but
Do you think that it by like when a show grows like that, where it all of a sudden there's that side of it? Oh yeah, we can fill a bigger room, but
right.
like, do you lose some of that community when you start to let so many people in? When you end up with like a 400 table or a 600, 800 table show, and where someone's spending what I'm saying, $150, $200 for a table, but now they're in competition with another 800 people. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
like, what are your thoughts on that? Because it's like you said, you're trying to build a community, and so
Yeah.
like if what you have here, like
Yeah.
I'll just tell you,
Yeah.
even from me being on the vendor side, like my wife came with me, and she's not really into the card side of it, but she was able to just kind of chill and have a good weekend, and so it was a nice little kind of getaway
Sure.
for her, and so it's I know that the venue is really really
Yeah.
nice that you have.
No, you're right, and that is a good point. That has been a challenge. Is so our first show in July of 2023, we were 130 tables,
Okay.
but there's a divider in that room that comes down. So I just filled up that. Not ever dreaming I could fill up, you know. But that show I had such a huge wait list, and I had to turn people away. So that show, our first show, July, it was just a banger. I mean, it was packed, it was busy. So our next show, which would have been, I don't know, September or something like that, I took that wall up and we expanded to 200 and something tables. And you hit it on the head. It didn't feel as crowded.
Yeah.
Because maybe I blew up a little too quick. Maybe I should have did 2 or 3 shows at just 130 tables, and then drew a drawing to fill up that room, then open it up.
Yeah.
So, and I did have some vendors that I lost because they felt we were growing too fast.
Yeah.
But I had a vision from day one.
Yeah, I understand.
And the opportunity was there, so I just went with it. So I never want to leave anybody out, but yes, we did have a little backlash that we kind of grew too fast.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to be Dallas. You know, I want to keep the community aspect to it. There is room to grow in this hotel. There are some options.
So
But
do you have any like future plans to maybe have like people come and sign autographs and stuff like that?
we had Larry Jerker about 3 shows ago. It is something that I like to do. Of course, expenses with that are very deep.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm a free admission show.
Yep.
I want to keep that. I believe that the family shouldn't have to come in and spend $20 to park, $15 a head to get in. So, in order for me to keep free admission, my revenue is not as high as it could be.
Yeah.
If I charge admission, that would help cover some of the expenses on autograph guests.
Yeah.
Of course, with autograph guests, we sell autograph tickets. You know, I get a portion, they get a portion. But I have tried. I have reached out to many athletes, mainly local athletes, and I mean, I'm talking some high school kids and some college kids, and they still just they want a lot of money. So, and also, I don't really want to be an autograph show.
I hear you.
My show is sports cards and collectibles. I try to keep the show 75% sports, and then like 25% everything else. I absolutely love the Pokemon community. I absolutely love comics and toys and gaming. The foundation of sports cards.
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome, but I want to keep it sports. I don't want it to turn into a hodgepodge of, you know, there's some shows that are just like everything, but I want variety. But so saying that is, there's autograph shows in the area. We have very strong autograph shows in the area. That's their niche. They have their contacts. They have their ways to generate more revenue than I do. So I'm not open. I'm open to have an autograph guest here and there. We're never going to have I'd never say never, but it's And it also, I have vendors that tell me they don't like it because it takes from them. If you have a guest coming in to drop $50 on an autograph, that's $50 that they're not going to spend at a vendor table.
I hear
So I
that.
have had vendors express that concern to me, and I listen to my vendors. They're the team players. They're my team. Without the vendors, there's no show.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's good stuff. So how can people stay up to date on your future show dates and any other information
Yeah.
that
So
you
we're
have?
we're all over social media. We have our website. I'm sure he'll post all the links
Yeah.
later. The website is just conroesportscardshow.com. We have our Facebook page. I'm very active on Facebook, social media. Uh, again, Conroe Sports Card Show. I'm also very active on my actual personal Facebook page,
Okay.
and that has really grown the show a lot. Just
Okay.
my actual personal page.
Okay.
I've got to know people on a first name basis. There's not a lot of shows that you know the promoter.
Yeah.
The customers know the promoter.
Yeah.
And the vendors know. I don't think there's a lot of shows that the promoter comes around, talks to the vendor, says good morning, how you doing, knows them on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
So, but yes, website, Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. I'm sure you'll post all that on your links.
Yeah.
Yeah, our next show is July 13th and 14th, and it'll be our 2-year anniversary show.
Okay.
So we're working on some different things.
Okay.
We're gonna have like a retro video game tournament, like a Super Nintendo. We're gonna have
Nice.
we're gonna have Super Tecmo Bowl
Yes.
playing out on some TV monitors.
That'd be
We're
awesome.
gonna do like Mario Kart out here. So one of our vendors, Yellow Rose Retro, they're organizing that.
That's nice.
They'll have like an adult tournament, a child tournament. We'll have some great prizes.
Cool.
We're going to try to do some different things, still working on all that, but we hope to have a real big show in July for the 2-year anniversary.
That'd be awesome, man. So what's your own personal like collecting background and like history in the hobby?
So I've been collecting since about 1984.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of started Christmas of 84. I'm sorry, Christmas of 84. My father, so Don Madden, so the Yankee, back when I was young, on TV, we only had like NBC, CBS, and they didn't play the Astros on those channels. I'm a local boy, Houston born and raised. So the game of the week was always the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Cubs. Well, I just absolutely fell in love with Don Mattingly. So Christmas of '84, my dad presented me with every Don Mattingly rookie card for Christmas,
Nice.
and now since then, Mattingly is like my hero.
Do you still have any of those?
Oh yeah, I have the original rookies. Those will go in my grave with me.
That's awesome.
So I've sold off a lot of my other PC, but Mattingly is like one guy that I don't sell unless I have duplicates or something. But anything that my father gave me, I haven't been able to sell that.
Yeah.
So that kind of set off the passion. My father used to bring us to the card shows in Houston. Houston used to be really strong in the mid '80s and early '90s with card shows. So he would bring us to the shows in Houston, and it was just amazing. I just loved it as a kid going in, and it's way different back then than it is now. I don't know how old you are, but
well, no, I mean, I was born in '84, and so I was like right around that age where you start getting into collecting. Right at the peak of like the junk wax era,
right.
And so like in the early '90s, I was at those shows with my dad and stuff like that. And so when I actually came to the first show that I ever came to after I got back into the hobby was your show, and I was just
really,
it was a really good. It gave me a good impression when I came. And so for people that are out there that are like new to collecting or getting back into collecting, or they're looking to go to find a card show, it took me back to being a kid, because when I was a kid, I remember the shows just having that kind of I know there's that energy that was there, and that's kind of what I felt when I walked in here, and I brought my son to that too, and so it was kind of just like going full circle, and so it was kind of cool.
But yeah, to get back, so collected Madeline for a long time. I'm a junk wax baby too. I love junk wax. I can't resist it. So then I still collect. I don't collect. I haven't really collected anything since I started the show.
Yeah.
It's hard to really PC and run a show. So I don't really PC anymore. I was PCing the Astros, the Bagwell, the BGOs, all those. I got tons of that stuff. So but yeah, past few years I've really stopped PCing. It's just hard to do it with the show. Uh, but yeah, to your point, like '90s is my love.
Yeah. Well, cool. So you've been collecting since
Like '84.
'84,
Yeah.
and so you used to set up at all the other like local shows, or
No, I never. When I was in my early 20s, I used to set up at I was living in Beaumont, Texas at the
yeah,
time. I set up at a few shows when I was going to college back there, just a couple.
yeah,
But I was just a collector, you
yeah,
know. So it was hard for me to sell my stuff, you
yeah,
know. So, but I haven't I've done any other shows but mine. I did set up at a show with Larry DeLuey
okay,
in Sugarland a few months ago.
yeah,
Um, Amazing time, amazing experience, and I do start planning on trying to set up at other shows,
yeah,
but not so much to sell,
yeah.
more to promote.
Promote, yeah.
I,
It's a good way.
yeah,
It's a good way.
I've got some good relationships with some of the show promoters, and like I tell them they can come promote their show of mine,
Yeah,
as long as you let me come promote it as yours, you know. So that's what I really want to do. I'm not worried about going and selling stuff. I just want to go to continue to feed to our
oh
show.
yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great tactic to just build the brand awareness
Yeah,
around like the show and stuff like that. And so, um, there's with with the show that you're throwing, I have a feeling that over time you're going to start to get like a lot more. It's gonna You're probably gonna have to hold yourself back from letting it grow to where how big it could be, just because what you got going on is really nice. That's
yeah,
all I'm trying to say.
yeah. I appreciate that a lot. Every show has, it seems every show is more and more and
Mhm.
more. We've had a few slow shows. Everybody will.
Yeah,
You can't control every factor. I do my best to make sure there's no other shows scheduled on our
yeah,
weekend, but shows are popping up everywhere,
yeah,
so it's getting tough. But uh, I do have plans to grow. We can grow in this venue.
yeah.
Actually, we have another ballroom
Oh,
right down
nice.
here. But I'm just taking it steady,
Yeah,
you know. When the time is right. Well, I want to go back to what you said a while ago. Is my show was your first show that you came to?
from like from being like not first time going back to a card show in like 20 years, 30,
Right.
since I was probably in the early 2000s was probably the last kind of
Yeah.
card show that I went to.
But you said that you felt that vibe, you felt that community,
Yeah,
and that's what I want. And also, what I want to do is, I'm not, trying to put anyone down, any vendor, any show. We need to educate these people that are coming back into the hobby,
yeah,
not run them off, to keep growing the hobby, to sustain the hobby. I don't want the hobby is really hot right now.
yeah,
Some people say the hobby's not. Some people say the hobby's dead. I don't believe the hobby's dead.
yeah.
After, if you were here this weekend, is the hobby dead?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
You
I think
uh,
shows all over the country right now are the same
Shows
way,
are doing really good.
and it's just hot.
Yeah. But anyway, I go back to, we need to welcome everybody.
Yeah,
If somebody walks up with a box of 87 tops and thinks they have a gold mine, just educate them.
yeah,
Don't be rude to them, and
yeah,
because you're going to run them off. If you educate them, they may get interested and say, "Hey, I want to do this," and
yeah,
there's another customer, and then they tell somebody, they bring someone to the hobby. It's about growing the hobby.
yep,
It's not about my stuff's better than yours and your stuff is garbage and
yeah,
take your track. You know,
yeah.
I look
It
through.
could be overwhelming though. I'll tell you, from coming back in to it, and you go and you see just like what everybody has, and
Yeah,
you're kind of sometimes if you're not welcoming, you could turn somebody away really quickly, because people may not have the money to go and drop and buy all the
exactly.
flashy cards and everything that you see all over the place when people first kind of get back into the hobby.
So
Uh,
we need to encourage people to collect what they like.
Correct.
Don't try to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
So what if Joe has a PSA 10,
Yeah.
whatever? Collect what you love.
Yeah.
Collect what you like. Collect what your family brings you together as a family. What your kids love. You know, just the Astros or the Texans, whatever it is. Find what you love. Find a niche and try to stick with that.
Yeah.
I encourage people not to just chase fires.
Yeah.
Oh, this player is hot. I'm gonna chase this stuff. Well, now he's cold. I don't care no more. I'm gonna go chase this player.
Yeah.
Collect what you love.
So I just got one final question, then I'll let you get back to the show because I know you're busy. But what's one kind of piece of advice you would give a dealer that's setting up at a show for the first time?
Yeah, I give this advice to all my dealers, the first time dealers. I tell them that you need to know your stuff
Yeah.
because the customers know their stuff.
Yeah, they do.
These kids know their stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't come in here and expect that you're gonna rip people off.
Yeah.
You can't come in here with a $20 card and put a $100 sticker on
Yeah.
it and expect someone to call you out on it. They're gonna call you out on it. These people are educated, so know your stuff. Research your pricing. There are so many misleading apps out there now. Make sure what you're using is accurate. I feel eBay recently sold listings is the go-to.
Recent sold.
I have people saying Sports Card Pro 130 point. And a lot of them tie into eBay, and people disagree with me on eBay and stuff, but I like to eBay recently sold listings, kind of take an average, and you got to kind of follow what's going on in the market. Like right now, the Dallas Mavericks are hot. Luka's hot. So Luka's cards might have been $20 last week. Well, now they're $50. You gotta hit your market at the right time.
Yeah.
Is it baseball season? Showcase baseball. Is it basketball season? Showcase what's going on at the time. So know your stuff, know your product, be organized. Me as a shopper, if a table is just a mess, disarray, I don't stop and look. A lot of people disagree with me. I price everything. I price. Be organized, be priced. I know prices change day after day after day, but as a vendor, as a dealer, that's your job to be on top of it.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then the number one, well, I think the most important thing is just be friendly, be engaging. Engage with your customers. Don't just sit there on your phone all day. Don't just sit there looking like you're.
Put your head down like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, we're all tired. We all need to eat. You can take your breaks. The shows are very long. People think that it's all fun and games. It's not. It's very excruciating. It's long hours. There's no breaks, no eating. So. But I encourage the vendors. You got to be friendly. You got to be engaging. Talk to the people. Hey, what are you looking for? Good to see you again. Meet these people. Start learning who they are. Hey, what are you looking for? And the next show, hey, next show, Norma, I'm going to bring you that card you're looking for, and that just helps you develop a relationship with people. So,
well, Shane, I appreciate you taking some time out of the show.
Thank you.
And again, I will what a great show that you put on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sweet cards, dude.
All right. Thank y'all.